Good day, everyone. Welcome to ADMATEL, or the Advanced Device and Materials Testing Laboratory.
Hi! Ako si Dale, isang analyst dito sa ADMATEL. But for today, ako yung magiging virtual guide nyo for this virtual lab tour.
Ayun, hello. Hello, good morning, everyone. So welcome to our first ever virtual tour in ADMATEL, or the Advanced Device and Materials Testing Laboratory. So before we start, we will have an house rules, or in our lab, we call it laboratory rules. So disclaimer, so in compliance with the Republic Act 107 10173, known as the Data Privacy Act of 2012, issued by the National Privacy Commission in August 2012, please be informed that the DOST-ITDI ADMATEL shall preserve the utmost privacy of the personal, sensitive, and privileged information, as known as personal data, of its attendees who is in the course of providing personal information in accordance with the applicable laws and regulation. The information that the attendees will provide during and after this registration is solely for the purpose of identification and traceability. So rule number 1, please kindly turn off or mute your microphone. You may opt now to show yourself during the webinar. Rule 2, if you have questions or clarification, they will be entertained only in the Q&A portion after all of the activities are done. You may chat or write down your question on the chat box, and we will be queuing it during the Q&A portion. In any case, we'll give you some information or contact details after if you miss to have your question. Number 3, so if you want to treat everyone, how would you like to be treated? So, well, share the love. Then rule number 4, have fun and learn. So learning while having fun and fun while learning. So, okay, last note, don't forget to take down notes if ever you have any questions, you have any ideas or recommendation or suggestion, just note it down. Okay, and have fun.
Public service that ADMATEL continues to seek for ways to be competent and relevant amongst its Southeast Asian neighbors with regards to materials testing and characterization in order to support the ever-evolving needs and demands of its customers. ADMATEL is not only about equipment, it is also about its people.
Gusto ko rin bigyan ng kahalagahan yun yung people. Kaya sinabi ko kanina yung expertise, excellence, at saka extraordinary people. Ano? Dahil siguro naman maintindihan niyo kung sasabihin ko na hindi basta-basta o-operate ng kahit sinong tao yung mga nandito. You will have to have a good background and you will have to have a good training and of course the patience and the dedication, particularly with the pay of government.
To our valued partners in the industry, academe, fellow public servants, and all distinguished guests, good morning. The unprecedented situation brought by the COVID-19 pandemic has changed the way thousands of businesses operate and has compounded existing technological problems. As we aspire to adapt to the new normal, the Industrial Technology Development Institute, or ITDI, is one in mission with ADMATEL in empowering and supporting local industry competitiveness. We are proud to share this virtual experience with you as we tour inside the first Philippine-owned testing facility capable of operating state-of-the-art equipment while also being compliant with international quality standards. Since its operation in 2013, ADMATEL has analyzed more than 13,500 samples, successfully serving 530 companies at 100% customer satisfaction. Despite the pandemic, ADMATEL was able to expand their services to cater to 25 new clients from March to November 2020. As ADMATEL aspires to enhance relevant visibility locally and regionally, I am optimistic that it will bring about growth in the industry and range of economic benefits very much needed by the country today. So, my dear industry partners, I encourage you to take a step towards the new normal and experience the possibilities ADMATEL can bring. I invite you to go straight right in and make the most of what's inside this virtual tour. Again, my sincerest thanks to everyone that helped make the start of this endeavor a success.
ADMATEL is the place to go for your research and development requirements. This laboratory is equipped with advanced characterization tools that would address the current areas of research and development, such as nanotechnology, membrane technology, composites, functional coatings, additive manufacturing, and other emerging technologies. ADMATEL was recently awarded a Certificate of Excellence for achieving 100% acceptable laboratory results in the nanomaterial size measurement local inter-laboratory comparison, which was participated by various testing laboratories in the Philippines. This achievement is a demonstration of the superior quality of ADMATEL in nanomaterial dimensional analysis. Let us take part in the virtual experience and be our partner towards science, technology, and innovation. Thank you.
Everyone, welcome to ADMATEL, or the Advanced Device and Materials Testing Laboratory. I am Araceli Monsada, Supervising Science Research Specialist at the Materials Science Division of the DOST-ITDI and Designated Laboratory Manager of ADMATEL. I would like to formally welcome you on our first ever virtual laboratory tour. The objective of this tour is to introduce ADMATEL to everyone, including those who are from various industries, R&D, and academia. Due to unfortunate circumstances with the COVID pandemic, we temporarily limited tours for visitors and guests inside the laboratory. Anyway, we have arranged this virtual laboratory tour not only for our regular customers, but also for those who might benefit from our test services. We would like to share basic to advanced technical knowledge on different state-of-the-art analytical equipment. And hopefully, at the end of the tour, we encourage everyone to take active part in the growing science and technology community in the Philippines. To start, ADMATEL is the most advanced national testing laboratory established by the Department of Science and Technology. ADMATEL's mission is to reinforce and upgrade the failure analysis and materials testing facilities of our local semiconductor and electronics industry and other related industries. It also provides shorter turnaround time for analysis at competitive cost of services to attract potential investors seeking a more conducive business environment. ADMATEL is envisioned to provide the highest quality, accuracy, and precision test services in failure analysis and materials characterization, contributing to the advancement of science and technology in the nation. Guided by our vision, we aim to enhance relevant visibility locally and regionally, provide fast and accurate analysis, achieve cost-efficient operation, become a center of excellence in materials testing and failure analysis, actively support emerging industries as well as the SMEs or the small medium enterprises in their technical and materials testing needs. Okay, I guess everyone is now excited to take a tour of our laboratory. I will now turn you over to our good-looking tour guide, our laboratory analyst, Dale Alfeche. Again, welcome to our first ever virtual laboratory tour, and we hope to see you soon and welcome you here and experience ADMATEL.
Hi, Ako si Dale, isang analyst dito sa ADMATEL. But for today, ako yung magiging virtual guide nyo for this virtual lab tour. Our facilities is equipped with state-of-the-art technology. Marami kaming equipment sa loob that is capable for destructive and non-destructive testing. Alam kong excited na kayo, and ako excited na rin ako i-showcase sa inyo kung anong nasa loob. But before anything else, kailangan ko munang i-explain sa inyo kung ano ang dapat nating suotin or dapat nating gawin bago pumasok sa lab. Okay? So dito sa ADMATEL, meron tayong specially made na smackdown. And lahat ng bisita ay kailangan magsuot nito bago pumasok ng lab. Yung smackdown natin, meron na rin tong head cap. And kailangan nating magsuot ng shoe cover. In our case, naka-ASD shoes kami. Alam nyo ba na ang ADMATEL ay isang class 100,000 clean room? Ibig sabihin lang nito, ang ADMATEL ay nagmo-monitor ng temperature, ng humidity, at ng particle count at different locations sa loob ng lab. In ADMATEL, we strictly follow ESD or electrostatic discharge procedures. Kaya, yung smackdown natin, yung shoes, yung flooring, and all the furnitures inside the lab are all specially made. This prevents buildup of electrostatic sa mga katawan natin by sending discharges into the ground in a very safe and controlled manner. Kasi itong mga electrostatic discharge na to, may chance na makasira siya ng sample, kaya kailangan talaga natin i-gawin ito. Ngayon at ready na tayo, pwede na tayong pumasok sa lab. Tara! So, dito sa ADMATEL, meron tayong 3 different labs. Meron tayong surface lab, thermal lab, and meron din tayong metallurgical and chemical lab, including our X-ray room. Guys, unahin muna natin pasukin itong surface analysis lab, kung saan house ang mga state-of-the-art equipment na specific only to surface analysis. Ano, tara? Okay, nandito na tayo sa ating scanning electron microscope at nandito pala si Ian. Sa ngayon, nag-a-analyze siya ng nanoparticles. So, sa future, itatakil natin yung nanotechnology. So, yung scanning electron microscope natin, guys, ay hindi lang siya basta yung normal na scanning electron microscope. Dahil isa siyang field emission type na scanning electron microscope. Ibig sabihin nito, kaya niya mag-produce ng high resolution image up to 1 million times na magnification. Kaya nyo yun? So, ngayon, gusto kong ipakita sa inyo yung mga different parts ng ating scanning electron microscope. Ito yung chamber natin. Sa loob ng chamber natin, nandun yung stage kung saan natin nilalagay yung sample na i-analyze natin. At meron din tayong mga series ng magnetic lens dyan sa loob. Ngayon, ito naman yung electron column natin. Dito yung galing yung electron source natin. So, yung advantage ng electron, compared sa light or optical microscopes, mas maliliit kasi yung wavelength ng electrons. So mas maliliit yung wavelength, mas maliliit din yung makikita nating feature. Ngayon, aside dun sa sabi ko kanina na field emission yung electron microscope natin, marami din siyang accessories. Yun yung kagandahan ng electron microscope natin. So isa-isahin natin. Meron tayo ditong ion column, ito. So nagagawa ng ion column, nakakapag-FIB tayo or focused ion beam. Nakakat natin yung sample para i-expose natin yung mga layers sa sample natin or kung ano mang gusto mong interest dun sa cross-section niya. So kaya mag-cross-section ng ating ion beam. andito naman yung ating energy dispersive spectrometer. Isa siyang accessory para sa ating elemental analysis. And nandito naman yung ating OmniProbe. Actually, tayo lang yung merong ganito na available for service. Ang nagagawa niya is for lamella sample preparation. Or yung mga sample na sobrang ninipis, nasa mga 20 nano hanggang 50 nanometers. Isipin nyo kung gaano kanipis yun. Yung microscope naman natin, kaya niya naman mag-analyze ng maraming klaseng samples. Pero dapat pasok siya sa ating requirements. Unang requirements natin is yung dimension niya. Kaya lang natin mag-analyze hanggang 5 cm by 5 cm. And meron dapat na height hanggang 3 cm lang. At pangalawang requirement is dapat conductive yung samples natin. So don't worry kung yung samples nyo ay hindi conductive. Meron naman tayong spatter coater na kayang mag-coat ng gold doon sa sample nyo para maging conductive siya. Yung mga types ng sample na ina-analyze natin ay nanoparticles, like powder, meron din tayong mga fiber, fabric, glass, and marami pang iba. But commonly, yung samples namin are from the semiconductor and electronics ng mga companies. So, itong nasa screen natin, ito ay isang image ng tin balls, nano tin balls. Kita nyo naman na kahit high magnification na siya, sharp pa rin yung nakikita natin. Nasa 100,000 times magnification na yon. Ngayon, kung gusto nating malaman kung anong element or elements ang meron sa material natin, pwede natin siyang i-analyze through our energy dispersive X-ray spectrometer. Meron tayong different modes dito. Pwedeng point analysis, area analysis, line analysis, and last year is yung elemental mapping. Pag point analysis, pupoint lang natin dito kung saan mo gustong malaman kung anong element or elements meron yung material mo. Pag area naman, ganun din, at line. Pag elemental mapping naman, ganito yung itsura niya. So, imamap niya ngayon kung saan sa region na yon nakapaloob yung element na interest mo. Ganito yung itsura niya. Makikita din natin kung ilang percent si element 1, element 2, element 3, and so on. Isa pa lang to sa tatlong equipment natin dito sa surface laboratory. Tara, tignan naman natin yung iba.
Ito naman ang aming OG Electron Spectroscopy or AES. Ang AES ay isang surface-sensitive analytical technique at ang principle nito ay kung saan ang electron beam na tumatama sa surface ng sample ay magreresulta sa pagkawala ng electron sa lower shell. At dahil sa pagkawala na iyon, merong mga electrons na galing sa higher shell na malilipat dito na magkakos ng excess energy. At yung emitted na electrons na yon ay tinatawag nating OG electrons. At ang equipment na ito ay minimeasure niya yung energy nung galing sa emitted na OG electrons. At ito ang ilan sa mga main parts ng ating equipment. Ito ang ating electron beam. Ito naman ang ating detector at ito ang ating analysis chamber kung saan nakalagay ang ating sample na i-analyze. Narito naman ang ating parking chamber kung saan nakalagay ang mga samples natin sa kanya-kanyang mga sample holders. At galing sa ating parking chamber, ang sample na gusto nating i-analyze ay i-hook natin gamit ang conveyor papunta sa ating analysis chamber. At ito ang sample holder ng AES. Ang aming sample holder ay maaaring maglagay ng sample na may size na 20 mm by 20 mm at may height na 5 mm. Ang aming AES equipment ay tumatanggap ng mga samples na conductive, dry, at non-magnetic. Hindi kami tumatanggap ng mga samples na biological, hazardous, toxic, at fumic. Bukod pa rito, kung kami ay mag-a-analyze ng non-conductive samples, ito ay maaaring magkaroon ng extensive sample preparation at ang mga analysts ay maaaring magkaroon ng difficulty sa pag-acquire ng spectrum dahil sa charging effects. At dahil nga surface sensitive ang ating OG electron spectroscopy, isa sa application nito ay ang elemental identification. Kayang-kaya ni OG electron spectroscopy na mag-detect ng mga elements simula sa ibabaw hanggang 6 nanometers na ilalim. Sa sobrang nipis nito, napaka-ideal ni OG electron spectroscopy para sa mga contamination tests. Gaya ng kapag may good sample ka at meron kang sample in question, malalaman mo kung anong difference nila dahil sa pag-detect nito sa surface nila. Bukod pa rito, kaya rin ng OG electron spectroscopy na mag-detect ng elements gamit ang mga maps. Bukod pa rito, kaya rin ng OG electron spectroscopy na mag-produce ng mga OJ maps kung saan ang mga elements ay nadedetect gamit ang color intensities sa map. Isa pang application ng OG electron spectroscopy ay ang chemical state analysis. Ang chemical state analysis ay ang kapabilidad na malaman sa isang surface kung ito ay nasa elemental state o hindi. Halimbawa na lamang ay kung may bakal tayo na sample, aalamin natin kung itong nakikita natin sa surface niya ay nasa elemental or nasa oxidized form. Isang magandang application nito ay ang pag-aaral ng corrosion. At sa huli, kaya rin ng aming OG electron spectroscopy ang depth profile analysis. Ang analysis na ito ay ginagamit upang maaral ang layer composition ng isang sample at dahil nga surface sensitive ang AES, kaya neto na mag-etch ng nanometers level kada layers ng sample kung kaya patok na patok ang analysis ito sa mga nano-coating at thin films. At yan ang aming OG electron spectroscopy na isa sa mga equipment na makikita natin sa aming surface analysis laboratory.
After we have introduced to you the SEM-EDX and the OJ electron spectrometer, now we go to TOF-SIMS, or the time-of-flight secondary ion mass spectrometer. TOF-SIMS is also a surface analysis technique that determines the composition of different substances through the so-called technique mass spectrometry. TOF-SIMS can analyze from elemental level to multi-elemental level ionic states. It can both analyze conductive or non-conductive samples, metals or non-metals, as long as the sample is dry, and best if the sample surface is flat. We will place the sample dito sa holder na to. Pagkatapos ay ipapasok natin siya here at the load lock chamber kung saan magkakaroon tayo ng pre-vacuum condition. Kapag na-meet na natin ang tamang pressure, ay saka natin ipapasok ito sa loob ng main chamber kung saan mangyayari ang actual analysis. Okay, so during analysis, halimbawa ito ang ating sample surface, there will be a plasma beam that will hit our surface. So dito yun nagmumula. This is bismuth. Okay? And then, as the bismuth plasma will bombard the surface of our sample, it will eject ions, or we call it the secondary ions. And these secondary ions will transport here in our time-of-flight mass analyzer. So bakit ba tinawag siya na time-of-flight? Because different ions have different masses, and different masses determines when the ion will reach the detector. And that's the concept of time-of-flight mass analysis. So, after our TOF-SIMS analysis, narito na ang ating tinatawag na TOF-SIMS mass spectrum. So, ito yung data na makukuha natin. So, bawat peak corresponds to a specific ion, no? So, iba-iba yung mass niyan. And then, of course, kung alam natin ang ion, alam natin yung element, malalaman natin kung ano yung composition ng sample. And each of the peak can also be converted, no? Malaman natin yung map niya. So, ito yon. Pwede nating makita yung map ng bawat ion na makikita natin sa ating sample. So, aside dun sa mapping, pwede rin siya ng depth profiling, no? Kung saan makikita natin yung composition ng bawat layers, no? Or interfacial study. And also, pwede rin tayo mag 3D analysis, kung saan i-combine natin yung mapping at yung depth profiling. para makabuo tayo ng three-dimensional compositional distribution of our sample. So, this completes all the equipment at the Surface Analysis Lab here in ADMATEL. Kaya naman, go na tayo doon sa iba pang mga equipment.
Ngayon, dito naman tayo sa thermal laboratory. Sa lab na to, meron tayong mga equipment na kayang mag-analyze ng mga thermal properties of materials and products. In-house din dito yung ating FTIR. Kaya niyang mag-analyze ng mga organic compounds. Ngayon, para mas maintindihan natin ito, pasok tayo sa loob at tanungin natin yung analyst.
So ito ang DSC o Differential Scanning Calorimeter. Differential kasi kinukumpara niya ang heat flow sa sa pagitan ng dalawang pan. Yung isang pan ang tinatawag na reference sample o pan na walang laman. Ang pangalawa naman ay yung pan na merong lamang sample. So makita natin na itong bakal na to, ito yung nasa loob nito ang furnace. So nasa kaliwa niya yung pan na may sample at nasa kanan naman yung reference sample. So, kagandahan sa instrument na to ay nangangailangan lang siya ng maliit na sample. So, mga at least 15 milligrams, pwede natin siyang ma-analyze. So, kaya niyang i-analyze yung mga melting temperature, crystallization, glass transition, percent curing, pagkakaiba ng dalawang material o kung merong additional material sa yung sample. Kalimitang ginagamit ang DSC para sa mga plastic material kasi ang activity or thermal profile ng mga plastic material ay usually nasa 30 to 450 degrees Celsius. So, pwede din siyang gamitin para quality control sa mga supplies na nakukuha natin sa ibang bansa or mga third-party supplier para malaman kung tama ang binibigay sa atin ng mga suppliers. So, pwede din siyang gamitin sa pananaliksik at sa pag-develop ng mga bagong produkto. Ito naman ang TGA o Thermogravimetric Analyzer. So thermo, init, gravimetric, pagsukat ng timbang. So ang ginagawa ng instrumentong ito ay sinusukat niya ang pagbabago ng timbang habang iniinit ito. Tulad ng DSC, nangangailangan lang din ito ng 15 milligrams na sample para ma-analyze ang iyong sample. So, ang pinagkaiba lang niya is nasusukat natin ang timbang at pagbabago ng timbang compared sa DSC. So, gamit ng pagbabago ng timbang na yon, ay pwede natin malaman ang moisture content o ang tubig na nilalaman ng iyong sample, ang purity ng iyong material, kung isang material lang ba ang napapaloob sa inyong material. For example, plastic material, magde-degrade lang siya from 400 to 600. Tapos, malalaman din natin ang filler content o mga additives na nilalagay sa plastic material para baguhin ang mga properties nito. So ito naman ang FTIR or Fourier Transform Infrared. So gumagamit siya ng laser na pinapadaan sa sample at bumabalik sa detector upang malaman ang mga functional groups na nasa inyong material. So ang kagandahan lang sa FTIR namin is minamatch siya using a software so para malaman natin kung ano ang identity ng material yon. So ginagamit yung software para i-analyze yung fingerprint region na unique sa isang compound para malaman ang identity ng inyong material. Kailangan lang din niya ng maliit na sample. Usually, ang sukat is mga 1 by 1 cm. So, ang mga kalimitang ina-analyze gamit ang FTIR ay ang mga sample na mga organic. Mga organic meaning hindi siya gawa sa mineral o sa metal. So, pwede natin siyang gamitin pang-analyze ng plastic, papel, abaka, at marami pang iba na nasa ganong kategorya. Ang kagandahan din sa aming FTIR is kaya niyang mag-analyze ng mas maliliit pa na sample na kayang maabot ng at least 50 by 50 micrometers o mga kasing laki ng hibla ng buhok o singkapal. So, katulad ng FTIR, kaya niya ding i-analyze yung mga nasabing organic material gamit ito. So, ang kalimitang application ng accessory na ito is mga kontaminasyon ng mga alikabok. So, halimbawa, meron kang suspected na kontaminasyon na alikabok na yung laki. So, pwede natin siyang ma-analyze gamit ang FTIR accessory na to. kagandahan ng aming FTIR is pwede mo siyang ikabit sa TGA gamit ang accessory na ito. So ang nangyayari is yung mga nade-degrade na material mula sa TGA habang iniinit siya is napupunta siya dun sa FTIR. So yung FTIR naman, kaya niyang posible nating malaman kung o identify kung ano man yung nag-degrade na material mula sa TGA gamit yung FTIR. So isa lang ito sa mga halimbawa ng mga accessory na pwede natin ikabit sa FTIR.
Ngayon sa chemical laboratory natin, dito natin ginagawa yung mga wet chemical preparation of samples. Kasi pag kailangan freshly prepared yung i-analyze, pwede tayo dito mag-sample prep. Meron naman tayo dito mga personal protective equipment, meron din tayong fume hood na naka-attach sa scrubber system para safe tayo sa loob. Ngayon, nandito naman tayo sa ating metallurgical laboratory. Dito naman sa lab na to, andito yung mga mechanical preparation tools. Meron tayo dito ng laser decapsulator, meron tayong mga optical microscopes, ion mill at iba pa. So para mas malaman natin ng detalye ang bawat equipment, pasukin natin sa loob.
Good day! Welcome to the Chemical and Metallurgical Lab. So in this area, we will discuss one of the most crucial steps in sample preparation, specifically for mechanical and metallurgical sample preparation. So first would be mounting. So in mounting, we mount your sample using either acrylic or epoxy or other base resin and to form a mounted product. So for mounting, it is very crucial so that we could lessen the stress exhibited on the material, especially when it is exposed in the grinding and polishing method. So after finishing the mounting process and having our finished mounted product here, we can now either proceed to the cutting of your sample to further trim it down to the desired area of interest, or go directly to the grinding and polishing process. So after the mounting process, if your sample needs to be further trimmed down, we can use a precision cutting machine to cut your samples, which uses a diamond saw blade that can cut samples with at least 1 millimeters in thickness. So after cutting your sample to the desired region of interest, we now proceed to the grinding process. So in grinding process, we use a silicon carbide mechanical grade paper to grind your samples. And in this machine, we can control the speed of rotation and can set in either a counterclockwise or a clockwise direction, and uses a free-flowing water to cool your surface temperature of your sample upon the grinding process, and also remove any excess materials on the surface of your grinded sample. So for the grinding process, we usually start from a lower grit silicon carbide paper. So usually, we use 60 grit size here, and then eventually moving up to a finer grit size of up to 1,200 grit silicon carbide paper. So this is done in order to achieve a finer surface finish for the whole grinding process. So to finish the sample preparation, so we end it using the polishing machine. So for polishing, we use a polishing pad and a polishing agent, usually alumina, to polish our samples to achieve a mirror-like surface finish. What if we have very small samples that are very delicate and is very sensitive to the actual grinding and polishing process? So with this, we use an ion beam cross-section polisher. So with the name itself, this machine uses an ion beam to automatically cross-section our sample and eventually polish the desired region of interest. So for the sample requirements, it usually use a 1 cm by 1 cm with at least 2 millimeters in thickness and produce a milled area with a 1 by 1 millimeter cross-section region. So after the mechanical sample preparation earlier, we are now ready to view the microstructure of our sample using
these two microscopes. So the first one is the Carl Zeiss low power microscope, which has magnifications of at least 6.5 times up to 50 times in magnification. And another one here, which is the Carl Zeiss high power microscope with a minimum magnification of 50x and can reach up to 4000x in magnification. So these two microscopes produces high resolution images using these digital cameras and has various applications. For one would be visual inspection. Second, we can also do linear measurement. And last, we can also do the particle size analysis of the sample. So moving to our last equipment here in the lab, so we have here the laser decapsulation machine. So it has a built-in computer where it has controls different parts of this machine. So it has a built-in camera. It also has the laser source inside, which is used to decapsulate the desired area of region of your sample, and also the stage where you put the sample. So it has also a specific application wherein you can control and input the laser decapsulation parameters for decapsulating your sample. So after setting up the parameters for the laser decapsulation, we can now proceed to the actual decapsulation to remove the desired epoxy mold compound. So if you want to further expose the dye, we can also do a full decapsulation method where we use strong acids.
So okay guys, andito na tayo ngayon sa room kung saan naka-in-house yung pinakabagong equipment natin dito sa ADMATEL, which is yung X-ray machine. But wait, hindi ito yung X-ray na pang medical ha. So excited na ba kayo? Pasukin natin para makita nyo na at mas ma-explain sa atin ng analyst natin. Hi Dream, pwede mo bang i-introduce sa amin yung X-ray machine?
So ito na nga ang ating X-ray machine. So yung machine natin ay galing sa North Star Imaging at ito ang kanilang X5000 model. So kung makikita nyo, malaki yung ating cabinet. So malalaki din yung samples na pwede natin ipasok. So yung machine natin is pwede siyang gamitin for digital radiography, which is basically kukuha ka lang ng pictures pero gamit mo si X-ray. And then ginagamit din namin siya for computed tomography scans, which is mas kilala bilang CT scans. Pero hindi tayo gumagamit nito for medical purposes, so for industrial use yung ating CT scan. So ADMATEL din ang kauna-unahang laboratory sa Pilipinas na nag-o-offer ng industrial CT scan services. So ngayon, titignan na natin kung ano bang laman ng cabinet ng ating X-ray machine. So meron tayong tatlong main parts. Una na dyan si X-ray source, sumunod si sample stage, at si detector. So paano nga ba gumagana ang ating X-ray machine? So una, magpuproduce si X-ray source ng mga X-ray. At yung mga X-ray na yon ay tatama kay sample. So yung ibang X-ray doon, tatagos siya kay sample, pero yung iba ay maharangan ng ating sample. And then yung mga tumagos na X-ray, sila ang signals na marireceive ng ating detector. So yung signals na nakukuha ng ating detector ay pinoproject niya sa ating monitor. So dito makikita na natin kung tama ba yung mga timpla natin ng parameters. So nakikita na natin si internal features ng ating sample. Para naman sa computed tomography, kumukuha si machine ng thousands of images. Tapos binabato natin ito sa isang software na siyang magko-compile ng mga images natin at bubuo siya ng ating volume. So gamit naman tong 3D digital volume ng ating sample, pwede na natin ikot-ikutin yung sample natin digitally or virtually. So pwede natin makita yung external geometries or external features ng ating sample. Ngayon naman, kung gusto natin makita yung internal geometries or internal features, pwede natin siyang hati-hatiin na tinatawag din nating virtual cross-sectioning. So, isa tong malaking tulong ng 3D CT X-ray kasi pwede natin i-virtually cross-section yung ating sample. So, nakikita natin yung loob ng sample nang hindi na natin siya kailangan sirain. So, pwede pa natin siyang magamit sa ibang bagay ulit. So bukod sa virtual cross-sectioning, pwede rin natin gamitin itong ating 3D digital volume sa visual inspection. Pwede rin natin siyang gamitin for measurements, pwede rin sa CAD comparisons, at marami pang iba. So maraming gamit talaga ang ating 3D CT X-ray. Pwede tayo dito mag-analyze ng mga samples from semiconductors, electronics, and pwede rin tayo mag-accommodate ng mga mas malalaki pang samples. Umaabot hanggang 120 centimeters in height and hanggang 80 centimeters in diameter. Pwede rin tayong kumuha ng samples from automotive, pati aerospace. At nagki-cater din kami for small and medium enterprises at saka syempre sa mga research or sa academe. So ayan, so ngayon naman, andito din sa ating X-ray room ang ating handheld X-ray fluorescence analyzer or ang ating XRF analyzer. So itong machine na to, ginagamit naman natin to for elemental analysis. Or kapag meron tayong sample, pwede natin siya gamitin para malaman kung ano-anong elements yung nasa sample na yon. So ngayon, yung setup natin, ito ang tinatawag nating desktop setup. So parang nasa tabletop lang siya, pwede lang natin ilagay yung sample dyan. Pero meron din tayo isa pang setup, which is yung handheld setup, which is more mobile yung use niya. So pwede natin siya gamitin kahit nasa labas tayo ng laboratory. So since mobile yung ating machine, pwede natin siya gamitin sa mga malalaking sample as long as meron tayong flat surface na at least 1.5 by 1.5 centimeters yung area. And then pwede rin tayo mag-analyze ng powder samples at liquid samples gamit itong machine natin. So, kailan ba natin ito pwedeng gamitin or kailan natin siya ginagamit? So, for example, meron tayong mga bakal, pwede nating malaman kung ano yung alloy classification ng sample natin na bakal. And then, pwede rin natin siya gamitin para i-check yung ating ROSH compliance or restriction of hazardous substances. So, pwede natin gamitin itong XRF natin.
Kidding aside, the reason why we keep partnering with ADMATEL are first, of course, the people of ADMATEL. They are very customer oriented.
Ready na ba?
So, good morning once again. Nasa second part po na po tayo ng ating online virtual lab tour. So, in this portion, we will going to answer your questions. So earlier, nakita naman natin yung mga different equipment natin dito sa ADMATEL. From the surface lab, we have our field emission scanning electron microscope. We have also our OJ electron microprobe and the time of flight ion mass spectrometer. In our thermal laboratory, we have our thermogravimetric analyzer, our Fourier infrared infrared spectrometer. We also have our differential scanning calorimeter. And lastly, in our chemical and metallurgical lab, we have our polisher, grinder, precision cutter. We also have our laser decapsulation machine, our ion milling machine, our optical microscopes,
And ang pinakabago natin dito sa ADMATEL, we have the 3D CT X-ray machine and our handheld XRF machine. So sa mga equipment na yun, for sure meron kayong mga katanungan on sa mas detalye pa, no, sa mga services na i-cater niya. Kaya we have here our technical team. So pwede na rin tawagin natin itong free consultation session. No? So we have here our laboratory manager, Dr. Araceli Monsada. Our thermal laboratory head, OIC, Ma'am Angeline Hardon Alcain. Our metallurgical and chemical laboratory head, Sir BJ Salon. And on the line, our service analysis laboratory head, Ma'am Marian Therese Bauca. Pero bago po ang lahat, pwede ko po bang request na i-open yung mga camera niyo po para makapag-picture taking muna tayo bago tayo mag-proceed. Lato na po tayo dito. Ayan. Yes po. Okay, open lang po. Thank you. Hello, gusto namin makita yung mga faces niyo po. Okay, thank you po. Nagkakam ka. Video sa YouTube. Ate, mamingin na kami. Hi, ma'am. Hi, Jess. Hi, Jess. Jess. Okay. Wait lang po. Wala pa. So, ilang pang pages yan? Kung pwede po pong mag-refresh. Okay. So, okay na. It's fine. Okay, no? So actually, we have this first ever virtual tour, no? And actually, all of our analysts, except some of them, already left because of the holidays. But I'm vouching for them, no? Especially Lynn, no? Leche. Mel Bryan, yes, and Lynn, advance congratulations on your wedding day, okay. Nakabukas sa balaan ng camera. Are we done with the photo ops? Okay. Okay. So now we can proceed na sa ating question and answer portion. No? So we have here our first question. How to avail your services under the new normal? I think si Doc Sally. Doc, can you answer the question?
Okay, thank you, Dale. Yeah, first of all, I really express my appreciation for joining us. Now, I know everyone is busy, but thank you for accepting our invitation to join us in this first virtual lab tour of ADMATEL. Sana po nag-enjoy po kayo at marami po kayong natutunan na bago. And we hope to see you here, in the future. Kahit naman po under new normal tayo, still here our operations are open and we welcome walk-in clients or visitors. Pero we suggest that para hindi naman pumasaya yung punta nyo dito, it should be with prior arrangement. We have, I think later, I don't know kung nag-present na tayo ng ating mga email addresses, or you can easily email us, contact us, and we respond. We quickly respond to your emails, increase nyo. So under new normal, we are all normal, and we're very busy, and we are ready to serve our clients coming from the industries and then academia, non-government organizations, and even other government agencies. So madali lang po. Actually, you can also check our website. It's there. We have instructions on how to avail our services. So ano lang po namin is we can easily be contacted through email or through our website. And then yung pwede po kung prior schedule po yung as you come here. Kasi medyo malayo din po yung likutan, especially those coming from the north or south. So we don't want to have your masayang yung effort to come here. So ang the usual po, we receive your sample and then you fill up our technical services request form. And then the good thing here, we also implemented new form of payment, kasi hanggat maaari we try to reduce contact, with the client as well with us po dito sa ADMATEL. So we have implemented a new payment scheme. You can wire your payment through our bank account. Then for some naman check payment, and then we can collect your check payments later. So for our clients, yung medyo have bigger transaction, we offer naman po payment terms. And then ang importante lang po is you have to submit us an approved purchase order. So and then kagandahan din po for students, yes, you may seem to you may look, or our prices may seem to be quite expensive, pero we have offers for our students, especially doing their researches. So we have student rates for our students. Basta just show your valid ID or any proof of enrollment para you can avail of our student rates. So we are open po from Mondays to Fridays, although medyo as per IATF po, medyo limited pa rin po yung operating hours namin, but we are open from 7 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. But if, let's say, our clients have urgent requests, we always respond to that. So basta tawag lang po kayo sa amin or email us, then we can wait for you, even, let's say, beyond 5 p.m. to receive your sample. And even test, talaga po kailangan po yung result.
Yes, thank you, Doc. So again, we really try to make everything online because your safety is our most priority. Kaya you can send your sample also via different courier companies. We can really we cater like that. So our next question, what are the guidelines for submitting samples? What are the criteria for rejecting samples? Do you have any suggestions about sample preparation? So I think Ma'am Angie can answer that.
So, yung sa transaction guidelines when submitting samples, nasabi naman na ni Doc sa inyo. And regarding naman sa sample, first, every equipment kasi is may sample requirements. So, before you go to ADMATEL, you can email us or ask us kung ano yung mga sample requirements. For example, pag sa DSC, meron kaming requirements na 5 to 15 milligrams na samples. And then kapag PGA, 10 to 20 milligrams. So, every equipment, like, kailangan din siya, if halimbawa, kailangan ng sample preparation, we suggest to cut, or we have sample preparation equipment, like sa metallurgical lab, we have cross-sectioning, cutting, and then kapag or polishing, so that mas maganda yung presentation ng surface ng mga samples, and then mas makikita yung kung ano yung target nyo dun sa sample. So or magsasuggest kami kung ano yung mas proper na way to conduct sample preparation on your sample.
Yes, if I may add, no, siguro if talagang kasama po sa process yon na we provide consultation. Importante talaga po we have to talk or discuss with our client kung ano talaga yung objective, no, yung ng test at ano yung sample kasi at that time we can already recommend, no, make recommendation ano yung most appropriate test. At we also reject samples, let's say kung talagang it will more or less compromise, no, the lab or the equipment, and then we refer, no, to the most appropriate, more suitable laboratory. So, free consultation po yun. As much as you want to ask us, it's pwede through email. Yeah, mas maganda po rin talaga email, no, kasi there we can discuss yung lengthy, no, yung ano yung objective nyo, ano yung purpose ng test nyo, and then how we can recommend better on the suitable test.
So, ma'am, to add it up, no? Also, in sending your samples or receiving your samples on or before, you can just email us, contact us, and actually, here, nandito, you can contact us through this contact details. But later on, we'll also post our contact details after this event. Okay. So thank you
for the question.
Next question po tayo. I am a senior citizen. Can I avail your discount? Sino po kaya pwede sumagot?
Okay. So, that's part of our mandate po. At saka, may special, administrative order po ng aming Department of Science and Technology that we offer discounts, no, yung mga special preference to our senior citizen na despite the age, nandiyan pa rin, no, doing research, no, yung doing, kumbaga may mga inventions or developing technologies. We welcome po such yung ating mga senior citizens, and we provide the same discount, no, that like the students avail. Wala naman po kailangang proof of enrollment. Yeah, it's more of you just present to us your senior citizen ID. Thank you po, and we welcome our senior citizens in our lab.
Sobrang happy ako, no, kasi kahit mga senior citizen natin, active pa rin sa research, sa mga test, no? So, nice. So next question, what is the smallest dimension possible for the 3D topology? So I think Sir Vijay can answer that.
Okay. So the smallest capable of the 3D CT X-ray is up to 2 microns. So that's a very, very small picture. Actually, it's very smaller than your hair, no? And to add up, the capabilities of the 3D CT X-rays are very wide in terms of sizes. So from big to small. So I think magandang question yan, Dave.
Yeah. So, okay, thank you, Sir Mitch. Sa 8, what is the smallest sample size that can be May call for research grant po ba ulit ang ADMATEL for graduate students?
Okay. Actually po, ang ADMATEL ay wala pa pong program, no? Yung to have its own parang grant, providing grant to our graduate students or even the undergrad doing their researches. But we have our Philippine Council for Industry, Energy and Emerging R&D Council, R&D, who is providing or research grants where you can avail of the technical or testing services in ADMATEL. So, this has been going on since 2017. We have served around more than 10 batches of students, no, coming from various universities that were sponsored by the DOST-ITDI. So siguro this is the program is featured ADMATEL EPDC research grant, where this grant provide a total of 250,000 worth of testing services that you need to avail in ADMATEL or in EPDC, yung Electronic Product Development Center that is also in the Department of Science and Technology under the management of the ASTI, Advanced Science and Technology Institute. Nag-promote na rin ako ng ibang agencies. So we're very happy indeed that we have served more than how many? 50 na kaya siguro no, na students which were granted a maximum of 250,000 by this program yung sa Fisher. So kami po partner lang po ng Fisher, no, and we're very happy na nagagamit na utilize and kumaga nadi-discover nila yung special features, yung advanced functionalities of the facilities available in ADMATEL. So ang ano po kagandahan po dito, very rewarding din kasi when we get to hear no yung mga students that we have served have published their papers or their research outputs in international publications. So I think the program is still open. No, anytime naman po you can submit your proposal, and I guess I would invite you to visit the website of DOST Fisher for more information about this research grant. Siguro ano po, later in the future we can do collaboration. Baka hindi naman po siguro grant, baka siguro ano lang, collab in terms of providing you somehow to a certain extent free test services, no? Especially utilizing our state-of-the-art equipment like yung aming OJ, no? OJ electron spectroscopy, the top SIMs. We will support our students from different universities who would be very interested no, to conduct research on mga emerging researches or technologies. Thank you, po.
Okay, so also no, meron kami mga client na students that also winning for different competition. No? So sobrang grateful din po sila with the service that we provide. So our next question is, in characterizing, what is the smallest sample size that can be killed safely by your 3D X-ray or WCSP wafer level chip scale package? This from Michelle Swintak, Lattice Semiconductor.
Hi, good morning, Ma'am Michelle.
Michelle, hello.
So, thank you for joining our virtual lab tour. No? So, to answer your question, the minimum size that we can do for a WLCSP IC is 1 millimeter by 1 millimeter, the least. But as large as packages from at least 5 millimeters by 5 millimeters, we can do it. But definitely 1 by 1 millimeter can be done by 3D CT X-ray and also a 2D X-ray. And to add up, we can do multiple scans or multiple shots of 2D DR. So that's our new services provided this year that we can serve you much more in a large scale or bulk analysis.
Next question po tayo. In characterizing nanomaterial powder via elemental composition, what test do you recommend? This is from Sir Mario Pampia. Ma'am Rian, can you answer the question?
Hi, Rian.
Hi, Rian.
Hello, good morning. Hello. Good morning po. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Ay, sige. Good morning po, Ma'am Ria. Ulitin po namin yung question.
Ma'am Rian, ito po yung tanong ni Sir Mario Pampia. In characterizing nanomaterial powder via elemental composition, what test do you recommend?
Hello, sir. Opo. Thank you for your question. Good morning. Typically, we analyze nanomaterial powders composition through SEM-EDX it can give us the elemental composition po and an idea on the quantitative amount of each element present. Mas I heard clearly po.
Thank you, Ma'am Rian. Next question po. Can ADMATEL conduct industrial forensic analysis and investigation by Sir Albert Ubilio? Can answer this one.
To answer Sir Albert Ubilio, actually, we are still on the process of doing analysis or updated analysis, especially on forensic. But definitely, we do tests that in relation to forensic analysis and investigation. But nevertheless, our testing and capabilities match that type of analysis. However, we do not provide conclusion in terms of forensic science. But if you want, you can email us of your questions with regarding this topic.
Yeah. If I may add, hello, Sir Albert Vilo. Yeah, from Teacher siya. Yes, thank you for your question. Siguro dagdag ko lang is, I believe the state-of-the-art equipment, advanced tools in ADMATEL can do, forensic analysis. Kasi the fact that we can even measure at the nanoscale, then for surface-sensitive analysis, for microcontamination. Also, what more? Yung mga bulk samples, mas madali na lang yun for ADMATEL to test. Except that, siguro kailangan din, we also take note on some regulations, baka talagang we would need a license or accreditation to do forensic. But this is a very good question, kasi parang we find opportunity, yes, na baka when, let's say, we approach our crime lab or yung sa PGH, or other agencies doing forensic analysis, baka we can promote and then introduce our technology. Actually, we did one, but siguro hindi not really forensic, it's more of something to do with intelligence efforts, So we have one collab or endeavor with an agency, government agency, and mukhang maganda yung na-present namin output there, and hopefully we could further our collab with them. So with regards to forensic, we're very interested and mukhang curious kami dyan, conducting forensic analysis. The fact that I think we are very much capable of doing this, Except that, we just have to take note on some laws or regulations, governing forensic analysis.
We have our 3D CTX rate, forensic analysis. Especially the most expensive equipment, the DOST, right?
FTIR, all of the identification of samples and unknown samples.
Unknown, yes. Yeah, thank you, Sir Albert. I hope we answered your question, but we can do further discussion on this in the future.
So we're excited with that. Paano po kumuha ng quotation? Ang gaano po katagal usually scheduling? From Ma'am Marcel Roy Dumalanta.
So normally we gain quotation either by email or you can drop by and get the hard copy of the quotation. Typically, you can get the quotation after you inquire, and it doesn't take long actually, So yung test namin is scheduled depending on the queuing of the sample. So minsan maraming pila, but we typically do schedule you on an appropriate time or kung ano po yung fit na schedule for you. And definitely we do this 3 to 5 working days. We have a faster na time. So if you really need the results, we can give you the results within 24 hours.
Yeah.
Take note, 24 hours.
Interim result.
Diba sobrang bilis naman.
Yeah, so
One
sa
day lang
ngayon,
kaya na ma-release yung results.
sometimes well, you wait, depende doon sa push ng client, no? Joke lang. Para lang repair ng shoes.
So next question po tayo. What is your policy for the payment of the cost of analysis? Do you accept pay later scheme? This is from Ma'am Lizelle Hubili. So from US sa kanya Euro citizen.
Yeah, our prices or testing fees are governed by the DOST administrative order. So we have this mandate, no, from our central office or DOST, especially from DOST Secretary Fortunato de la Peña, no, that our test should be at least 20% lower than the overseas fees. Yun. So po, yun po yung may pagmamalaki po namin na our fees are subsidized. Yeah. Wag lang po natin i-compare yung fees namin sa China. Talagang wala po kaming panalo doon. Pero we can assure you that we have considered all aspects, no, in coming up with our testing fees. So yun po, mahabang proseso yan. And then we have to have this testing fees published in our official gazette to make them this fees official and authorized siya for us to engage or make transaction. Yun. So, ano yung tanong ulit ni yung payment, no? For the cost of analysis. So, we, of course, yung we prefer, no? That as you give, you present your request or your order or your transaction, mas maganda po kung cash. Oo. So, cash po as before you process your request. But while we have this, malalaki po yung transaction ni ADMATEL at considering yung normal culture or yung operations in our targeted client, lalo na yung semiconductor electronics industry, we made it a point that our payment was quite flexible, no? So we welcome yung payment terms, yung pay later. But before ang hinihiling lang po namin ay, yung for our assurance naman, baka mamhabuli naman kami ng COA, no? Na dapat before, in order for us to process your request, dapat merong approved purchase order from your company. Yeah. And then we have this 30 days payment term. So we will be, after we have finished the service, no, we will send you statement of account. And then for you to process the payment. Yun po. Maraming salamat po.
Okay, so marami pa po akong nakikitang mga questions, no? But unfortunately, tapos na po tayo sa oras. So, wala pa po, ito na lang po yung last question natin, no? From Clarissa, Ma'am Clarissa Calienta. So, can your 3D X-ray detect aluminum wire bands? And are there any other rush testing available in your lab aside from screening?
Sorry. Thank you, Clarissa. No? Actually, the 3D CT X-ray may be or can detect aluminum wire bands. It really depends on the setting of the wire band of the die. Unfortunately, if the aluminum wire is too less dense, we cannot detect the aluminum wire. But if you have the right component that has equivalence of less dense and dense material, we can actually see the aluminum wire bands using the 3D CT X-ray. And also the thickness, right? In terms of the ROS analysis, actually, we have the new machine or equipment that we have, the 100 XRF that can do restricted material, but not yet ROS certification. But in terms of screening other than ROS, we can do other elemental analysis that can determine restricted elements like EDX, OJ, and oxidus. I hope I answered your question, Ma'am Clarissa.
So para po sa iba na hindi pa po namin nasasagot yung tanong, don't worry po, mag-reply po kami through email para po masagot po lahat ng katanungan kasi medyo marami pa po. But unfortunately nga po, wala na po tayong time. So, Um, Also, you can visit us dito po sa DOST compound, dito sa ADMATEL mismo. Don't worry, meron po tayong mga safety measures po na sinusunod dito sa ADMATEL, kaya sure po na safe po tayo lahat. Or kung hindi man po, pwede din kayong mag-email us through services@admatel.com. Active yung email na yan, mabilis lang din po kami sumagot. Yeah. You can also call us through our number. Flash on the screen po. Nakikita niyo po dun sa screen. You can visit our website din po at www.admatel.com. So, yun po. Wag po muna kayong umalis. Magbibigay po kami ng survey form kasi meron po tayong certificate po based po after niyo pong masagot yung survey form. So again, nasa chat po yung survey form po natin. Paki-view na lang po at saka pakisagutan na rin po. So again, marami pong salamat sa mga umattend sa ating first ever virtual lab tour dito sa ADMATEL. And always, again, follow our page, like our official Facebook page. Kasi po marami po kami mga plano po in the future. And we want you to be updated on that. So don't worry, lahat po ng ginagawa natin dito, free po siya. So it depends kung merong special something na mga pero most likely magiging free po lahat ng mga ano natin. Kaya tune in lang po kayo sa ating Facebook official page po. Again, once again, salamat po sa lahat. Doc, can you close us po bago po tayo magtapos?
Okay. Indeed, it's a wonderful day. Yeah, and this is our very first ever virtual laboratory tour of ADMATEL. Kasi almost every year we receive more than 100 or even more, no? Visits from different universities. Ngayon lang we miss them. That's why we have this virtual laboratory tour. So this is going to be the first run, but we will have succeeding runs, no? And we'll show you even more, yung hindi lang po basta introducing the equipment, but siguro on a deeper discussion or maging specific na kami, no? Let's say on nanomaterial, microcontamination, and material identification, pwede din po yun sa optical microscopy, no? So, or thermal analysis. Maraming salamat po for making us this first run very successful, and we are really appreciate all your questions. We see future, no? Now will be our clients in the future, and then in next year we will be embarking on research collaboration. So we would like to invite, call us or email us kasi we'd like to collaborate with our universities, with companies, no, having issues or would like to develop or modify or improve their process. That you need our services, our equipment, and we, mind you, no, we have a group that is very composite, no, diverse, different disciplines po, engineering, chemistry, physics, material science, marami po dito. So maganda po yung team, no, that will work on research if ever you have topics, no, that you would need our partnership or our assistance in conducting that or populating that idea that you have now. So maraming salamat po, and we hope to see you in the next maybe next year, no, kasi it's December na po, it's the year last month of the year, and close to celebrating the Christmas season. So maraming salamat po talaga sa pag-attend, no, and for staying, and even for pagbigay niyo po ng mga questions. So ADMATEL is here, no, this is 100% Filipino-owned testing facility. And please be proud, no, as Filipinos, that we have this kind of facilities na pwede na po tayo makapag-compete. I mean, we are at par, with our international standards because ADMATEL is an ISO IEC 17025 2017. Ibig sabihin po, we have this statement or proof of competence and good quality management system in ADMATEL. So on behalf of our director, Dr. Annabel Briones, and we'd like to thank you and for joining us in this first ever virtual laboratory tour of ADMATEL. I hope you have an enjoyable time with us. Maraming salamat po. God bless us all. And please visit our website from time to time, and then may mga postings po kami sa aming official Facebook page. Yun po. And then got to meet maybe later, magkaroon ng interaction yung face-to-face with our analysts and our researchers here in ADMATEL. Okay, so maraming salamat po ulit. And experience ADMATEL. Bye po. Thank you po. God bless po. Okay.
So kidding aside, the reason why we keep partnering with ADMATEL are first, of course, the people of ADMATEL. They are very customer oriented.